Yeah. What's up, everybody? It's UFC Fight Night 278. Muhammad versus Bonfim. This is going to be your full card breakdown. My picks for the card. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Switch the camera, and we're going to do the professional breakdown with the Google in the background. Because I don't be remembering who's fighting. So we got to drop it. I'm looking at the camera. I'm looking at the phone. All right. Oh, wait. Almost got cooked. We almost got cooked already because we didn't change the camera before we changed the screen. Boom. Boom. Look at that. All right. Let's pull up the first fight and see what we think. Oh my God. He's jacked. This mouse is horrible. Fuck is wrong with this mouse? All right, first fight. First is just the intro. UFC Fight Night 278, Muhammad versus Bonfim, full card preview, my picks, my breakdown. This fight is in June 6th in the Apex, baby. We're back. We're back with normal times. We're back with normal fight times. We can watch it. We can have a good Saturday finally. We don't have to wake up at 3 a.m. We don't have to deal with all that bullshit. We're back, baby. UFC Fight Night 278 goes down this Saturday, June 6th, live from the Meta Apex. You might think this is your standard fight night card on paper, but there's some generally good fights on this card that I think people don't know about. There's some interesting matchups here, and they're worth breaking down carefully. A former world champion, Belal Muhammad, in this event, who's fighting for his career relevance against one of the most dangerous finishers in the welterweight division. The co-main event has a solid middleweight matchup with real title implications, and scattered throughout this card are a few fights I think are seriously becoming sleepers, are seriously being slept on. Let's get into it. We're going to go through it all. The prelims first, and then we're going to work our way up to the main card. We got Ketelin Sosa versus Arlana Carnelossi. You guys know I'm not good with names. I'm going to try my best. The Brazilians, strawweight matchup. Both fighters are tough, experienced. I expect a competitive 3 rounds, which will probably be a decision. I'm going to say Souza by decision. Looking at it, they're both, Souza's coming off of a win. Carnelossi is coming off of a loss. I just go off of that, really. Both Brazilians. The one, Carnelossi is pretty jacked. She's pretty jacked. But I think that Souza's going to take it. Let's go on to the next fight. You know, if you show up late to this fight, we're not trying to be rude, but we fade these. We don't really bet these. It's really just not worth the risk. Then we got Chavez versus Dubin. Chavez is 1-0. I believe this is her first fight, her UFC fight. She's gonna kick things off. We're gonna see what she's made of. I think I'm gonna pick Chavez by decision. We're gonna have 2 decisions back to back. It's gonna be a little bit dry to start, but trust me, we all know these Meta Apex cards. We know what happens. So let's just ride it out. Then we got Jordan Levitt and Joe Anderson Brito. This is a good fight. Jordan Levitt's tough. Everybody talks shit about Jordan Levitt because he shakes ass on cam after he wins, but he's still a tough guy. Do whatever you want. I mean, I don't care how you celebrate. Dude's tough. Dude is a good fighter. And this was really on the Allen vs. Costa card a couple weeks ago, but it got bumped. Somebody got injured. I forget who. But Brito is a solid featherweight with good striking and composure. Levitt has the wrestling, but I think this time Brito probably outworks him. I'm going to pick Brito, but I'm going to pick, sadly, another decision. I don't see Jordan Levitt getting knocked out or anything. I just think Brito probably takes him with a decision. So we got 3 decisions back-to-back, but this will be a scrap. This will be an interesting fight, and I think this will actually be pretty entertaining. If Jordan gets it, though, Jordan could take him down and get to submission. He's done it before. He shocked the world before. He can't think he's not going to do it again. And then moving on to the next fight. We got Priscilla Kochier and Chelsea Chandler. Chelsea Chandler versus Priscilla Kochier. Fate. It sucks, but Koshier's she's a pressure fighter for sure. She's a brawler. She's a bantamweight. She's a brawler at bantamweight. She doesn't have to cut weight as much now. She walks people down and makes them fight ugly. So if she makes the fight ugly, she probably wins this fight. Chandler needs to keep it clean and use her movement, but I don't think she's going to be able to. I'm going to pick Koshier by TKO. Second round, I think she gets it done. She's just too gritty. She's too nasty. She makes the fight just unpredictable. You don't really know what you're going to get when she comes into the ring or when she charges at you and doesn't care if she gets hit. She's just a wild lady. So I think she's just going to take this fight pretty. It's going to be. I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be a good fight. Koshier by second round TKO. She ain't gonna flatline her, but TKO for sure. And we got Bruno Silva versus Edgar Chairez, Edgar Chairez, whatever. Bruno Belando Silva is always entertaining at flyweight. He's durable. He throws heat and he doesn't take boring fights. Chairez, I don't know. I think he's cool. I like the guy, gangster. He's pretty entertaining. He's had some really good fights. I'm gonna definitely pick Bruno Silva in this fight. I think he walks him down. I don't see Chairez getting finished or anything. Like I said on the fight before, I don't see another crazy knockout, but I do think Bruno Silva walks him down and gets a decision victory just with his striking. He just got too much grit, too much cardio, and he's too nasty. Chairez could do it, but he kind of fights like a little bit sloppy. He's not going to get finished. You're not going to knock a Mexican dude out. Let's just give him that. But I think he will take the L in this fight. We got my boy, Marcus McGee versus John Giannis. Marcus McGee's an absolute psychopath. Both fighters are stepping in as replacements. I think you should probably want to know that. Both of them are replacements, which tells you something about the stakes. Early prelim action. This is going to be a quick fight. Hard to call, but I'm going to pick Marcus McGee with the KO. I mean, McGee's camp ready all the time. He stays ready year round. If you go on his Instagram, you see this dude is ready to fight at all times. I'm not going to take that away from him. I don't think anything's going to happen to him that he hasn't trained for already. It's not like he slouches off when he's not in camp. He picked this fight a week notice, 2 weeks notice, and he's ready to go. There's an edge at this level, and I think Marcus McGee has it just with the heart, and he's just an absolute stud. So I'm going to pick Marcus McGee, knocks out John Giannis in the third round. Moving on to the next one. Matt Snell and Alessandro Costa. Matt Snell's had some entertaining fights. Remember that one fight he was like damn near dead on in the ring, in the octagon. He was dead, and they drug it out. It was crazy. So I'm Emmanuel Rodriguez versus Matt Snell. Matt Snell's been a UFC flyweight mainstay for years. You know, he's been around for a long time. And he always brings fight IQ and grappling. Like I said in that fight where he was basically dead, and he fought it out. He was in like a choke. He was bleeding everywhere. Rodriguez is building his experience at this level, but this is a tough one. I don't think Snell's a veteran, and I think his instincts will probably get him through the fight. I'm going to pick Matt Snell by decision or submission. I think Matt Snell's just going to ride it out. He's going to be too much of a veteran for Costa to handle at this level. And then that opens up the main card. Heavyweights. I'm not really into heavyweights. I'm gonna be honest with you. We got Junior. I'm not really any heavyweights, to be honest with you. We got Junior Tafa and Ayo Berlinski. Junior Tafa is a big physical light heavyweight. You know, he's strong. He has serious power. He's son of former UFC heavyweight Mark Tafa. No, he's not. Junior Tafa's tough and he's strong, but these guys don't have any fucking cardio. The Tafa brothers have been pretty disappointing as of late. I'm not trying to be rude. Junior did get a win last time, but the heavyweight division is boom or bust. It's boom or bust. When a fighter lands clean, the fight ends. Either one has to just show durability and who can punch first. I think I probably will take Baranowski first round KO. However you say it, he's 0-0. UFC debut. I think Baranowski's going to knock out Junior Tafa more than likely, and we're going to see another heavyweight guy that actually, I mean, he looks like he's in pretty good shape. This is light heavyweight. I'm stupid. Light heavyweight division. So this fight, Awo Baranowski versus Junior Tafa. Junior Tafa is pretty good. He's a good light heavyweight. I think sometimes his cardio really affects him. He doesn't really show that he has the grit to stay around. And this guy looks like he's a young up-and-comer in good shape. He's ready to go. So I'm going to pick Baranowski with the second round KO of Junior Tafa. I think he's probably going to take it to him, put him in deep water, and then just drown him. And welcome to the UFC. That's what I think. And we got Bryce Psychopath Mitchell versus Santiago Luna. So Bryce Psychopath Mitchell versus Santiago Luna. Interesting. Bryce is crazy, bro. Bryce is crazy. He's one of the most polarizing fighters on the roster. Just because he's a nutcase. Dude brought the Bible into the cage. Dude's nuts. He just makes me nervous. He made me nervous just hanging around him. I'm gonna be honest with you. Dude's just a weirdo. Not trying to be rude weird, but just like them dudes that be knocking on your door with the suits, riding on the bikes, pulling up, talking about the Lord. Like just almost sometimes it's just too much. I'm not trying to be rude. Well, that's my cue to stop talking about the Lord. Broke my damn thing. What are we doing? Well, that was funny. Bryce Mitchell clipped that because it started talking crazy about you, talking about the Lord, and it broke my thing. So that was funny. But I'm just playing around. Everybody knows it. I'm not really talking trash about the Lord. But he's pure power MMA. His standpoint is wrestling. He's a world-class wrestler for sure. He has legitimate submission games. One of the only people that did the twister submission in the UFC. He's looking to get back on track because he's been getting fucked up lately. He's been getting knocked the fuck out lately. So he's trying to get back on track against Luna. He stepped in for Victor Henry after Victor Henry fell out. I like Henry. I think that was going to be a crazy matchup. They would have been just grappling like crazy. That would have been awesome. But this is a good step in. Luna's credible enough to test Mitchell, but he's I think Mitchell's a heavy favorite in this fight. If he can keep his head on straight and not get knocked out again, I think Bryce probably takes him down and gets the submission. But I'm gonna go with the new guy, undefeated, one win. I'm gonna go with Santiago Luna, just taking Bryce Mitchell out of the UFC, basically retiring him. So I think Santiago Luna's gonna retire Bryce Mitchell. That's just my opinion. I'm not trying to be rude. It would be nice though, dude's a nutcase. Probably a nice guy, but Fares Saheem versus Tom Nolan. This should be a little bit of a banger here. Fares Saheem is a French kickboxer with serious striking ability. When he's dialed in, he's generally fun to watch. I enjoy watching him when he's ready. The concern with Saheem has always been his cardio. His gas tank's horrible, absolutely horrible. He has a tendency to get into brawls and then get tired. And that doesn't serve him strategically because he's a long, lanky guy. And if he just kept his distance and kept away and pieced him away, he would be great. But he just doesn't have that in him. He just doesn't do that for some reason. I don't know if it's his coaching, if it's his brain status. He just forgets what he's good at. That's clearly his best tool in this fight, though. Tom Nolan's surging lightweight, looking to make a statement, basically. And this was flagged as two guys trying to get to the next level of this division. So I expect both of these guys to bring urgency and bring a will to win. I'm going to think Francis Saheem by TKO in the second round. I think he will probably lock it in, use his brain, use his striking, use his distance, and finish Tom Nolan in the second round. Brendan Allen versus Edmund Shabaizan. The fuck? This is a stylistic matchup for sure. Brendan Allen has been one of the more quietly consistent middleweights on the roster. He wins and then he loses and he wins, then he loses. Then when you bet on him, he loses. Then he wins. I don't know. Sometimes he just seems like he's not in it. But I can't speak for the fighter. I know that he's talked about his battles with family and stuff like that, and I think he's really good at expressing himself. I don't know as much about Edmund Shabazian, but Brendan Allen's definitely well-rounded. He has really good submissions. We all know that. He beats good names. He beats solid fighters, and he doesn't get the hype, but he does keep winning. Other than when he lost to Fluffy, but that was a battle, and we've seen that Fluffy's pretty damn good. Edmund Shabazian is one of those guys everyone's talking about at 185. We've all seen it come up. We always know these dark horses, and Shabazian is one of them. Dana White was comparing him to Anderson Silva earlier in his career, and he's had a rough road so far since then. But he's shown flashes of the potential of his weapons. He just hasn't really used them to the full potential, to be honest. The dynamic class of grappling versus striking, Shabazian wants to keep this on the feet, and Brendan Allen wants to take him down. He wants him on the mat. Brendan Allen definitely wants him on the mat. So I think this fight is determined by if Brendan Allen can take him down, or if Shabazian can stuff the takedown, sprawl, make Brendan Allen tired, and take him to the deep water and use his striking against him. I don't think he will. Brendan Allen has really solid takedowns. I think Brendan Allen takes him down, gets a submission in the second round. Probably rear naked choke. I bet that line all day. And Brendan Allen's back in the win column. Well, he's already won, but that's 2 victories back to back. So I'm going to take Brendan Allen with the submission here. but it will be an entertaining fight. If he can stuff a couple takedowns, this thing could go the other way. He can start leg kicking, jabbing Brendan Allen, and then we got a whole different kind of fight on our hands. Then we're in the main event, one of the most hated champions of all time, but I don't understand it. I don't get it. I'm not into the Belal Muhammad hate. I'm not a hate Belal Muhammad guy. I think Belal Muhammad was a good champion. I think he was active. I think he used his skills that he possesses to win and to retain the belt. If you can't wrestle, then don't then learn how to wrestle. Belal Muhammad fought how Usman used to fight. Smart. Retain the belt, retain the division, and protect your belt. That's my opinion. Everybody hated Belal Muhammad, but I don't think he's hated. He's not going to sit there and strike with you if he knows that he can't strike you out. That's like if I run into some kind of crazy boxing guy, I'm going to fucking take him down. I'm not going to fight with you. You're going to beat my ass. I'm going to take you down, hold you down, call the cops. Fuck. I'm going to box with you. You're going to beat my ass. He's a champion. His checks are 4 times more if he has the belt around his waist and he goes and fights. Now his checks are down because of what? Because he wants to please the fan with electric striking. I love solid wrestling. I love technical, solid wrestling, and Belal Muhammad brings it every time. A great gas tank, solid wrestling, and he's a technician. Belal's 24-5. Gabriel Bonfim. I like Gabriel Bonfim too. I'm not trying to be on Belal's dick, but Gabriel Bonfim is 19-1. This is a great fight. Honestly, one of the more compelling storylines of the Fight Night card this year. Belal, remember the name Muhammad, is a crossroad. He was the UFC champion, like I said, since UFC as recent as July 2024. He was a champion. When he took it away from Leon Edwards in Manchester, and he came back to back, and then came back to back decision losses. He lost to Jack back to back in a decision in May 2025, UFC 315. That's where he lost the title to Jack, and then he lost to Ian Gary, which that was a weird fight. In November, I think Belal was in his head for the Ian Gary fight, but I don't know. Maybe Ian Gary is just better at the takedown defense than we thought. He's now sitting at number 4 in the rankings, and he's got 2 losses on his back. Never a good feeling. He needs to win. He needs to make a statement just to stay in the title conversation. Now, here's the thing about Belal. His game is built around pressure, wrestling, and volume striking, and that's why people hate him. I don't know. I think it's awesome, but some people think he's boring. He smothers opponents, grinds them to the fence, and racks up rounds. But the Delamont Atlanta and the Gary losses expose the real problem. The Gary and Jack losses did expose the real problem. He has a bad time against strikers. With range and timing, he can't figure it out. His forward marching style is neutralized when they jab him and they leg kick him. And he got outworked on the feet in both of those fights. Now, Bonfim, 28 years old, 19-1, and coming on 3 straight wins. A submission of Chaos Williams, a split decision over Wonderboy Thompson, and a TKO of Randy Brown in November. Dude's nasty. His one loss was a KO stoppage by Nicholas Dalby back in 2023, and he's looked like a different fighter ever since. What makes Bonfim dangerous is his submission rate is 63% of his wins come by submission. With rear naked chokes, guillotines, darts chokes, the full arsenal, he's used them in the cage. He's also shown that he can win on the feet, but more importantly for the matchup, he's a composed technical fighter at 6'1" with solid grappling defense. The X factor, Belal loves to wrestle. The X factor is Belal loves to wrestle and drag fighters to the floor. But Bonfim is precisely the type of opponent who can threaten from the bottom or turn scrambles into submissions. Attempts, if Belal can't dominate the grappling exchanges cleanly, he may be handling Bonfim. If Belal can't dominate the grappling exchanges, he may be handing Bonfim the opportunity that he needs. My pick, I think that Belal Muhammad is going to win by unanimous decision. I already said this in the beginning. Despite the recent skid of losses, I think his wrestling volume and pace is too much for Bonfim. Over 5 rounds, Bonfim hasn't been tested as a championship rounds. Belal has. Belal has plenty of experience in championship rounds. I expect Belal to grind this one out and take him to deep water. I wouldn't be shocked if Bonfim catches him in a couple scrambles and threatens some submissions, but Belal will find his way out, and I think that he will find victory in a decision, and people will talk shit and say it was boring or say that they didn't like it, but I think that's how Belal needs to win, and I think that's how he wins, and I appreciate his game, and I think that he should stick with it. I really, guys, appreciate you watching. Like, comment, subscribe. This is the full breakdown of the UFC Fight Night 278. Muhammad versus Bonfim. The main event is generally a must watch. In my opinion, Belal's backed against the wall. Bonfim is hot and dangerous. And 5 rounds is a long time to be in there with a dangerous young guy. But Belal has the experience, and I think he can do it. Drop your picks in the comments. I want to see who you got winning all these fights. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button. And maybe like this video. I've been trying to grind it out and put these videos out. See you guys at Fight Night. Let's go. If you want to stream, if you want me to stream live and we all want to watch together, let me know. Comment that in the video, and we'll knock that out too. We'll get on stream, fucking hang out and watch the fights. We're back, baby. We're not in Asia. We're not in Australia. We're in America, watching them on our time. Come on, let's go. Have a good day. Come on.